Welcome to Inspire Dog. Welcome to our YouTube channel, and welcome to this new series where we are teaching our adolescent dog, Fitz, who is 11 months old, some better leash walking skills. We should have worked on this earlier in his life, but we were working on a lot of other things, and sometimes it's kind of like the cobbler's son doesn't have any shoes. Sometimes after, helping a lot of people with their dog's leash skills, I end up focusing on some other things like sports with my dog, and that's what makes me excited. But I'm inspired to teach Fitz how to walk with a nice loose leash, and I'm inspired to show you all how we teach it to other people. And we are gonna be posting a lot of videos showing exactly how we're gonna get Fitz to be a nice, awesome member of society. And one of these series is going to be on leash walking. He is one of the most crazy dogs we've ever adopted in our lives. So I think things that he's going through and things that he does will help you out a ton. So in this video today, I'm gonna show you kind of where he's at with his leash walking, show you some of the excitement levels he hits on his walking. We're also gonna mix in some games. I'm gonna show you some disengagement games to help them disengage from things in their environment. I'm gonna show you a focus game, how to focus on you better in the environment. I'm gonna show you some basic leash skills to be able to implement today to help start improving your loose leash walking instantly, as long as you're consistent with it. So we're gonna go over all that today in this video. Welcome to part 1 of helping Fitz become an awesome walker. So a great thing to mix in throughout the walk is to find a quiet spot, especially early on when your dog's new to this, like Fitz is. So this great quiet spot, low distractions as you begin. We'll work our way closer to more distractions and height and all that in a bit. But right now, session 1, we don't need to worry about that. But we're gonna worry about some games. This is a game I love to play called Giving Into Leash Pressure, where we're gonna want him to give in to leash pressure. So we actually have them on leash, hold it kind of on the short side. We don't want them really jerking themselves around. We're just gonna toss a treat just out of reach. Yes! Right when we get that look at us, yeah, get it. We're gonna bring them around us and send them to it. So you toss a treat out, wait for a natural look. You don't wanna have to cue it, okay? So you toss it out and it might take them some moments. It might take them a little bit of time of just staring at that treat. Wait for a natural look. So don't ask for them to look at you. Wait for a natural look, and then mark that with a clicker, or I'll say yes, and then bring them around your body and bring them in a little circle, and then send them to the reward saying, get it. Yes! Get it. Nice job. Hold the leash on the short side. Yes! Get it. Nice job, buddy. This is teaching them some meaning of leash pressure. If you feel leash pressure, check in with the human. So that aids in our shapes walking, which we're gonna go over, and I want them to check in with you if they feel tension. So if they feel that, I should check in with mom and dad, or the treat also resembles a squirrel. Anything, any sort of distraction on your walk, that's that treat is representing. In this case, we're gonna let them get it, but you need to check in with you first, right? So sometimes you can get it, you gotta ask for permission though. And it also teaches that, hey, it's good to give in to some leash pressure. Another skill I really like to practice while on a walk is hand touch. Touch, nice. Touch, nice. Go close to your dog's face and stick your hand out. Right the moment their nose touches it, mark it and reward it. Touch, yes. And I put the treat in that same hand that they touch typically to reward out of. Touch, nice. It's really nice to have a touch cue. It can be used for recall. Also, if you're in like a busy spot, you can get that touch cue. Yeah, nice job. Get them kind of obsessed with checking in with you. Touch, yeah, good job. And things like that. It can be super helpful to have. Something else I want to play with Fitz is the game of middle. So we're going to want to teach him how to come around middle, which we haven't done enough of in his life, but we lure him around. Then we add rewards here, just like we're teaching a stay, okay? And then we'll release them, free. That's my release cue, free. You can pick whatever you'd like. So I'm gonna ring around my leg, Fitzy, middle, nice. Start rewarding right there between your legs. Build it into a stay without having to say stay. Middle is stay between my legs. Free, go do whatever you want. It's a safe spot, it's a focus spot. It's a great spot to learn if you're in a busy spot. You need to get out of the way. Do middle. Nice job. Free. Nice, very good. So a massive part of loose leash walking is using directional changes. So we will change directions the moment we feel tension. We change directions. One of my favorites is to bring them in a circle. You could do a zigzag. You could do a couple steps backwards. You could simply stop and wait for them to come into you and then keep going too. I just like walking with shapes in movement. So the big reason, a couple big reasons why I love this. One big reason is it teaches them if you pull towards things, you don't really get to go to them. But in my opinion, the even bigger part is that I want them to have meaning of what leash pressure is. So the moment they feel leash pressure, we change directions. They start thinking, ooh, when I feel tension on the leash, I should check in with my person. They're changing directions. They're going somewhere else. I want them to start thinking that and checking in with us. That's where the giving into leash pressure game is so huge. And a lot of these games I'll be playing with Fitz throughout this series are so huge to mix in. But even just walking with that, as long as you're super consistent with it and you know, like the moment you feel tension, in my opinion, they have the length of the leash. Just walk within my bubble. That's all my criteria is. Now, sometimes I'll want to be able to bring you in. We'll work on that stuff a little later. But right now, my only criteria is that you don't pull. The moment you pull, I change directions, okay? And I'd like to build up value in being near my person, so I sometimes will mix in treats being near me, but sometimes that might set them up even more excitement levels. It just depends on the dog, but usually I think pairing directional changes along with food in your personal bubble and rewarding near you can be very helpful and get things quicker. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing I think is the leash, is doing directional changes on the leash and then playing disengagement and focus games so that they can disengage from things in their environment and they can focus on you. Building all that up, I think, is massive. It all comes together. And also working on some calmness games too. So like place training and things like that too. Building a nice calm spot, you might find is very helpful to start doing a calmness game like place training before you leave on your walk. That can be super helpful too. But it all starts to come together. The biggest thing, being consistent. Every time you feel that leash pressure, you gotta change directions. So maybe ditch walking just in your normal neighborhood if it's a really busy suburban neighborhood and find a quieter spot or find a parking lot to go in so you don't have as many rules to follow and you can stick to your own criteria. Because in a parking lot, you don't have that like normal circle destination. Humans love circles. We love that route. We gotta finish our circle. And I'll get there at any point. Even if you pull me over, we're gonna get there. Nice job, buddy. But we don't want to be so obsessed with that circle, especially early on in our leash walking. So I'll be walking here in this field. I'll utilize this small space and we'll even open it up to a much bigger space and walk around. This field has a lot of smells in it. It's very distracting. A lot of wildlife come here. This is my training field. Deer are through here all the time. There's coyotes. There's everything comes through this field at night, and want to make sure that he can still focus with us while sniffing. And I love dogs to sniff on walks. I will tell you that 15 minutes of a sniff walk equates to the same mental stimulation as a 60-minute non-sniffing walk. So sniffing is super awesome. I just want you to pull me. And we'll also have moments throughout a walk where we'll stop and we will cue, go sniff. So we'll just stop instantly, or in the middle of a walk and just go near a spot when they're not pulling you to it. Little nuances, and just say, go sniff, cue it, let them sniff for a bit, and then, okay, we'll move on with our walk. Super simple stuff, but it's all about executing it and being consistent. So we're gonna open this up to the bigger part of the field. Let's see how this goes. Nice. So I'm rewarding near my body like this, and I really want Fitz to come near my body when he gets the reward. So he's doing kind of the yo-yo, which is never ideal. Nobody wants a yo-yo dog where they just pop out and then they pop back in. Although that's probably better than a dog who just goes out and never comes back in. But one of the things you get with this style of leash walking, if you just only implement reward at side, just rewarding here, is unfortunately a lot of dogs are yo-yos and they go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So sometimes I will, to help with that, I think directional changes fix a lot of that. If you just do the directional changes. Also, you might find dropping on the ground slightly behind you can be helpful. But at the same time, directional changes, I think, are one of the biggest keys to success to prevent the yo-yo. So I'll show you what that looks like. Pull so I can kick a couple steps back, not yanking, just holding the leash and walking backwards. Nice. I was gonna grab a treat, but he's a little too fixated on it. Some dogs, I would totally do it there, regardless, depending on their focus levels. Fitz has pretty high focus levels. There's a pull, pick him in a circle, pull, switch directions. We never go where we want to go if you pull. We get to go there though, as long as we don't pull. Add value near my side. Good. So you take a couple steps back, go in a circle, zigzag, whatever you want. You can make a bow tie shape. You can do whatever you want. And again, walking in a field like this prevents you from caring about your perfect loop. You can just kind of walk aimlessly and use directional changes so successfully. Hey, bud. Let's get that leash fixed. Thank you. This snow, though, highly exciting to him. Shoots his bucket overboard. That's something you're going to be thinking about on your walks. What's your dog's mental capacity? Are they over-aroused, overexcited? They all have a mental bucket. If it's filling, they're gonna have zoomies, they're gonna have excitement. That shake off was fantastic. That's exactly what I'm looking for when we hit these exciting modes. He's hitting one right now, and nothing necessarily wrong with getting the zoomies in the snow, but we don't wanna do this when we're on a walk, right? Good. So I might wait for that calmness with him. For some dogs, you might just try to get some food in front of their face, make an attention sound like, nice. Something to snap him out of it and bring him back into you, right? He had a zoomy moment. He's still excited. That's fine. I like excited dogs. I like him to have some pizzazz and some fun. Go sniff. Okay, nice. Go sniff. Okay. Go sniff. So you might notice a good place to come after you do some loose leash walking is onto the bed or any excitement type training. Fetch, sports, walks can actually make a dog a little more excited. The sniffing part of walks is what really tires them out, not necessarily the walking part. So ending it with calmness, and also sometimes starting it with calmness too, like before you leave, do a calmness game. In the middle of your walk, try to do a calmness game. Try to build that up. So you'll likely find it's really helpful to calm their brain back down, bring their arousal levels down. The biggest part of a walk that tires out your dog is the sniffing time. Like we had said earlier, 15 minutes of a sniff walk equates to a 60-minute non-sniffing walk. So you don't necessarily just want your dog to heel by your side the whole time and not pay attention to anything. We want them to explore, That's a huge part about the tiring out part. Dogs who are able to sniff on walks are usually a little more tired afterwards. So mix that in. If your dog is kind of amped up after they get back from the walk or after exercise, totally mix in a game like calmness bed training or any calmness game to start getting your dog back into the right mindset to chill out when you get back home. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for part 1 of helping Fitz turn into a nice member of society with his leash walking skills. I hope you got some value out of today's video. We will be posting a lot more of these, so please subscribe to our channel. I had Inspire Dog. Hope to help you along with a lot of free content on this. If you'd like to book any private consultations to work with us directly for your unique situation, please shoot us a comment and we will be in touch with you. We will give you our contact info on how to book private sessions with us over Zoom. Be happy to help you out with that. And please subscribe to support our channel and putting out this awesome free content to help you all out. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.